Well, I'm not saying I have the biggest Walther P99 collection on the planet. I am saying I have the biggest one that I know of. Unfortunately, it feels that that phrase actually may be getting less and less true with each one of these videos that I film. I may actually have the largest on the planet when you think about it. I don't know. I'll have to go to the annual meeting of Walther P99 collectors and check to see my current status. Yes, that phrase might not be true up there with other japes such as the coronavirus is a very serious and important disease, and I really care about what it's doing. Now that we've got the nonsense portion out of the way, I have an update here. I didn't ever see myself as a Walther P99 collector quite in the same manner as Zippos because they're a little bit more expensive, but then again, I guess I have more disposable money than sense now. Well, at least that's what we can pretend. What we have here is not one of the new P99s that I collected for my collection. This is one you saw in a previous video. This is my 40 caliber Od Green P99, but I do have it out for particular reasons so you know that there's not any tomfoolery going on, and I just like swapped the slide out on this. But let's take a look at this to remember what the 40 P99 looks like here in Od Green. It has the roll mark and it has the laser etched logo. And I've always liked the look of this contrast. I particularly like the way that the back strap contrasts with the actual frame of the pistol. And let's go ahead and safety check it so I don't shoot anybody through the camera, through the internet. Oh, okay, we are nice and empty there. So we have the 40 Od Green P99. I guess we can kind of figure out what our first acquisition has been. The 9mm Od Green P99, which we will go ahead and, of course, safety check here. Uh-oh, it's loaded. Of course, it's not. But yes, this, much like the 40, has the roll marked P99 logo here. And again, before I have to hear about it, I just put ballistol on these. That's why it looks like they're all extremely oily. I have to do that for some reason here because I started with things like rem oil, and that attracts rust from every known corner of the universe. Ballistol works well, but it does give this sort of sheen here. Most people say, oh my god, you've over-oiled it. No, that's just the way that ballistol makes them look. Anyway, it has the roll marked P99 logo here, and again, the laser etched Walther logo. So now one has a cousin. So if you're going to dual wield them, which if you've seen my video doing that, you'll see why that's a terrible idea. Now you've got a nice matching pair. So I have the Od Green bit of the collection complete. Not that fascinating, but, you know, well, I guess once you have a P99 problem like me, you might as well get them all. Gotta catch them all! It's just like Digimon. And now we can hear all the people screaming, oh my god, it's actually Pokemon. You were screaming at that, correct? Anyway, moving on. The next one is another gun that I showed you in the last video. That is this Titanium Coated P99 in 9. You would expect that the next one that I would pull out would be a Titanium Coated in 40. Now, I don't have one of those yet, but we'll go ahead and safety check this as well, because it shows a little bit of fondling. Nothing wrong with looking at these firearms. I always like this, like, filling that this fully laser etched P99 has here. It almost looks like it has a pink gold filling, if you can see that. I think I mentioned this in the last video, but it's got a little bit of a pink tint to it. And of course, safety check. I don't know why people say don't drop the slide on an empty chamber. When you fire, the firearm goes through a lot more exertion than that, so that's one of those maybe a bigger myth things. There might be something to do with, oh, the chamber or the firing pin is going to slam. That's never really been a thing for me. Anyway, so yes, this is the Titanium Coated P99 that I showed in the last video. And then in my daily gun broker search, I happened to find the next acquisition, so why not? I'm not driving, right? This is a Titanium Coated P99 9mm, and again, so there's no tomfoolery with photo editing. Yes, I actually do have two of them now, and this again is, it shows Walther's strange decisions. Why it can be so hard to date these things. fully laser etched titanium P99, roll marked titanium P99. Those are roll marked in there, and the front is laser etched, and this does not have any of the rose gold filling, and you'll see that the fonts are actually different. The P99s are different sizes, and yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know if it's a yearly distinction or why. The information is a bit hit and miss on that, but you can obviously see that I physically have two in my hand here, and they are different, because I see all sorts of wacky bullshit on like the Walther forums that, oh, they were all this, they were all that, all the 9mm were this, all the 40s were that, the 9s were made here, you guys are full of shit. I hate saying that, and I'm not calling out the Walther forum, I'm just saying forums in general. If you have no idea what you're talking about, you probably shouldn't put that information out there. When you physically have them in your hand and you can look at an online post and say, yeah, that's not true, that's a little bit more of a reasonable source to look at. But anyway, this is the second P99 titanium coated 9mm that I have here. Not in quite as good of shape as this nearly pristine one over here on the left. This has a little bit of the flaking issue that you'll see with some of these. You can see it right here, where a bit of the titanium coating comes flaking off. But, you know, it's been loved. Somebody that had this actually shot it, and it's still, you know, not looking that terrible. We got, you know, a few spots where the titanium's wearing off, maybe a spot of rust here or so, but still pretty damn good example of the titanium coated P99. And now, of course, I have two 9mm titanium coated P99s, so Kate Beckinsale, look out. Maybe I'll find a way to get in her PVC catsuit. Now, what is he talking about? Is he talking about having sex with her, or is he talking about wearing her PVC catsuit because he's a transvestite? Who knows? But we have a particularly interesting last one to look at here, because this was kind of another holy grail. The titanium coated P99 here, this one was my holy grail. This next one is an even more of a holy grail, and I've already moved on to, I guess, one that's even further down the holy grail rabbit hole than that. But my current holy grail on the P99 vine is what I'm going to show you here next. And I was particularly happy when I found this, and I was particularly happy that I actually found it brand new old stock. So we'll take a look at that now. Let me move these titanium coated ones over to the side, because I'm going to need a little bit of room here. And I will move the OD green ones out of the way. I don't know what my current number is. It's like 11 or 12 P99s that I have here, getting up there in the collection. Anyway, this one is a bit larger. How is it a bit larger if all the P99s are the same, more or less? Well, you'll see as soon as I show you the box, and it is, drum roll please. Oh boy, you know we're getting fancy with this. Oh no, I hope nobody steals the serial number that is on all my tyrannical, though less so that now that Andrew Cuomo's pushing up daisies. Well, his political career is pushing up metaphorical daisies. Now, serial number that's all registered, so I wouldn't go reporting this as stolen. It's not going to probably end well for you. But here we have a nice leather case with the Walther logo. So what could this possibly be? This is, well, we'll take a look at it and see, but I will tell you what you won't do. You will not sell this in Massachusetts, because you don't want it to fall in harbor. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand the Massachusetts accent. It drives me absolutely bonkers. Anyway, we'll get that out of the way. This is, if you haven't seen this before, you're about to get introduced, the commemorative of the year. By the way, the the number that I just put in there is 000, but I'm going to change it to 007. And if you think that means you can come in and steal my gun, this I'm not using this as a security case, so a bit of a negative on that one. Yes, this is the year 2000 commemorative of the year P99. Oh, so we have quite a few things to look at here. All right, we are going to go ahead and get that receipt off. All right, we've got a couple of things to look at here. We have the firearm, we've got some of the accoutrements. So let's go ahead and take a look at sort of each thing here. We see obviously a nice red velvet case here. This is new old stock, so if I put the camera up a little bit, you'll see some of the velvet lining is peeling. Again, this is from the year 2000, so it's been in this box for quite some time, but as you can see with the hang tag that is still hanging off of the trigger guard here, again, it is brand new old stock. We have here, though, the owner's manual. Every P99 comes with this. We have, what the hell is this? Caution, don't use reloads and stuff with this. Okay, I'm not going to shoot this, so that will be particularly easy. If you want warranty repair, which this does not even apply to because Walther has changed hands, so there you go. You can use that for all sorts of interesting information. Every P99 comes with this, but what you will notice is because this is a year 2000, it has a special serial number, but we'll get to more of that in a second. Let's take a look at the test target. Every P99, not just these year 2000s, come with a test target. So that was a 5-shot group at 25 meters. Not bad at all. You can see the serial is put in there. So a live test target, a little nice thing that they do there. Put that in with that. One thing that's nice about this year 2000 commemorative edition is it was during the assault weapons ban, so all of these have 10-round magazines, which is good if you're in a communist state like New York. We have instructions for the case, which I'm assuming includes information on how to change that dial combination lock to 007, which I'm going to do. Now, this is particularly interesting. This is a VHS tape, which I do not have a VCR, so I can't watch this at the moment, but I'm trying to get one because I hear this is actually a pretty interesting tape. This is a long... Look how much tape's on there. Kids, this is what we call a VHS tape. You put this in a VCR and it turns it into spaghetti. This is what we used before DVDs. It's about 2 hours of the history of Walther, so you can actually take a look back there. You see the old P99 boy there. Very, very interesting. I'd like to specifically see the years between maybe 1938 and 1944, what the Germans were doing at that time. That's gotta be just a gas. Well, phrasing on that particular issue. Anyway, yes, 2 hours. I'm going to see if I can find a VHS and maybe talk a little bit about this, but it's called The Legend Yesterday and Today Walther. Guns on video. So we have this. That's pretty darn interesting. I can't wait to dig into that when I do get a VCR. We have your extra sights here, of course, extra back straps, this lock, which I'm going to throw away probably. Well, no, I'll keep it because it's a collector's thing. But these. Oh, I've got my period Omega Seamaster on here. This came out. This particular Seamaster was made in 1999, the year that Tomorrow Never Dies comes out. Tomorrow Never Dies came out. Was it Tomorrow Never Dies, or was that the year that The World Is Not Enough comes out? That might be the year that The World Is Not Enough came out. But look at me messing up my James Bond trivia there. But yes, I added that to go along with this year 2000 type thing. So within a year of this gun being made, this watch was made. We'll move this lock over to the side here. Extra magazine, the gimped 10-round magazine that keeps everybody safe here, which we have to have in New York. We have the certificate of authenticity, because, you know, there's a lot of bootleg Walther P99s out there. What's interesting about this is actually a 40. You can tell by the way the slide sticks beyond the dust cover here, and the front isn't milled out here. But it says that is, yes, there's my firearms serial number here, the date when the dealer wasn't actually filled out, which I would expect, because again, this is new old stock. They never really took it out of the box. But yes, a certificate of authenticity. You can read that here. Very interesting. And let's take a look at the firearm itself. Oh, there's also the cleaning rod in there. And the firearm itself. Again, new old stock. Still has the hang tag on it. We'll safety check this brand new firearm. Obviously, never even had a round down it. Well, that's not true. It's had the test rounds down, and I actually put my finger in there, and the barrel is dirty because new firearms do come with a dirty barrel, typically because they had test rounds fired through them. Why they don't clean them at the factory, I don't know, but most manufacturers don't. So, commemorative for the year 2000. Then obviously this is the serial number of it. As you can see, there's the serial number of it. And you can see that the Walther Springfield, Mass., which is their importer mark, doesn't mean they made it or anything, they just were the importer here, which is typically up here on this milled portion, is down here. I guess that's an aesthetic choice for the year 2001. But yes, here we have it, the commemorative of the year 2000. This one, again, is probably never going to get shot. Entirely laser marked, no roll marking here. So yeah, there we have it. This was definitely my grail with the whole kit here. I've seen these guns by themselves, but I wanted, obviously, the whole kit. I definitely want to watch that VHS. But this was my holy grail, and I finally found it for not too bad of a price on Gunbroker for new old stock. So, alright, that is my P99 collection update. I'm going to stop kicking the little tripod here so it stops shaking around. How many more will we have? Well, I guess until Corona ends, so probably an infinite number. Next Holy Grails will probably be something like the LeChase edition, which you can get with a wooden backstrap. You can also get the On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is actually the James Bond limited edition P99. But we're talking, they have one on Gunbroker. We're talking like $3,000 or $4,000, if not more. That's a little expensive for me at the moment. And watch the next video, I'll probably have one. So thanks for watching, and I'll keeping you guys learning a little bit about German firearm history and B99s in general. So thanks for watching again, guys, and you take it easy.